There's a truth you were never told. A truth that sits quietly behind every heartbreak, every unanswered message, every confusing goodbye. It's not poetic, it's not romantic, and it's definitely not what you were raised to believe. But it's real. And once you see it, once it pierces through the fog of illusion, you'll never look at love the same way again. Let's start here. You were taught that love is unconditional, that if you give your heart, your loyalty, your everything, she will stay. That love, if it's real, will last. But no one warned you about what happens when reality doesn't match the fairy tale. No one told you that a woman doesn't love the way you love, not because she's cruel, not because she's manipulative, but because her instincts, her emotional wiring, are responding to a logic that's different, ancient, biological, unconscious. You love with your soul, she chooses with her instincts, and that difference, it can tear you apart if you don't see it clearly. From the time you were a boy, the world fed you stories. One day she'll come along. You'll fall in love, she'll fall back, and it'll last forever. You watched movies where men won love through effort, sacrifice, sincerity. You believed, truly, that if you gave enough, stayed loyal, communicated, opened up, she would love you more for it. But what happens when you do everything right, and she still leaves? What happens when the more you give, the colder she gets? What happens when she vanishes, without a goodbye, without an explanation? That's when the truth hits. She wasn't in the same story you were writing. While you were imagining a future, she was evaluating the present. While you were bonding emotionally, she was responding to a deeper instinct, one shaped over thousands of years of evolution. Security, status, strength. It's not a conscious checklist, it's a feeling she can't explain. A shift inside her that tells her, this is no longer it. You didn't lose her because you weren't enough. You lost her because, to her biology, you weren't optimal anymore. That's brutal to hear, but it's the truth. Philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer said it best, and he said it without sugarcoating. He believed that what we call romantic love is often just nature's trick to continue the species. We fall for the fantasy. We idealize. We imagine forever. But nature? It's not concerned with your fairy tale. It's concerned with selection, with survival. And once she no longer feels that you're the best option for that, she emotionally detaches, often without even realizing it. No fight, no drama, just silence. And you're left wondering what the hell just happened. You didn't do anything wrong. You just played a game with rules no one gave you. You entered the relationship thinking love was mutual, permanent, sacred. But she was playing by different rules, rules wired into her long before either of you were born. That doesn't make her evil. It makes her different. And your suffering, it doesn't come from her actions. It comes from your expectations. You expected her to love like you love, to stay like you'd stay, to feel what you feel. And when that didn't happen, the entire foundation of your world cracked. This is the moment when many men break. They turn bitter. They withdraw. They start to hate women or swear them off entirely. But that's not the answer. The answer isn't to harden your heart. It's to open your eyes. Stop expecting romantic love to work the same for everyone. Stop assuming she feels the same depth, the same permanence, the same obsession with forever. Start seeing her for what she is. Not a villain, not a savior, but a human being, wired to seek safety, security, strength, not soulmates. Yes, it hurts. The realization that she didn't love you the way you loved her is like a death, not just of a relationship, but of a belief system. You thought your loyalty would be enough. You thought staying, giving, loving, unconditionally would make her stay too. But it didn't. And now you sit in silence, staring at the ashes of a future that never happened. This moment, right here, is where your freedom begins. Because when you finally stop blaming her, when you stop blaming yourself, and start seeing the reality without illusion, you become something else. Not bitter, not broken, but awakened. You start to build yourself, not around a fantasy, but around truth. You stop chasing what's gone. You start becoming what remains. A man grounded, a man aware, a man who no longer gives his soul away, hoping someone will complete him. You don't need completing, you need clarity. And clarity begins the moment you let go of what you wanted love to be and accept what it really is. So here you are, heart cracked open, eyes finally clear. Don't go back to sleep.